Mary's role in this unfolding drama cannot be understated. Though she has often been portrayed as the outcast or the silent sufferer, her ability to drop carefully calculated clues has made her a powerful figure in shaping the narrative. By refusing to name specifics while still hinting at dramatic truths, Mary ensures that she remains relevant to the conversation while allowing fans to draw their own conclusions. In this way, she has become both messenger and manipulator, feeding the frenzy without ever directly owning the story. It is a brilliant move for someone who has long been underestimated, and it positions her as a subtle but undeniable force in the continued saga of the Browns. As the scandal continues to grow, the big question remains: what comes next? Will Cody and Robin publicly address the rumors, or will they attempt to maintain the facade of control? Can the couple continue to sustain their lifestyle if the pay cut proves significant, or will the financial strain eventually expose cracks in their seemingly unshakable bond? More importantly, how will the other former wives, particularly Christine and Janelle, react to the news that Cody and Robin's dominance has been shaken? For fans who have long rooted for the women who broke free from Cody's grip, this revelation feels like vindication, a sign that the universe has finally delivered a measure of justice. Truth about the Browns has always been stranger than fiction, and this latest chapter proves no different. Cody and Robin's alleged pay cut, seemingly confirmed by Mary's shocking clues, is more than just a financial detail. It is a turning point in a story that has captivated audiences for years. Speaks to the fragility of power, the inevitability of consequences, and the role of truth-tellers in a world built on appearances. As fans continue to dissect every word and every clue, one thing is certain: the saga of Sister Wives is far from over, and the revelations yet to come may prove even more explosive than anything we have seen before. The Brown family has never been free of whispers, speculation, and shocking revelations, but the latest turn in the Sister Wives saga has left fans reeling like never before. Mary Brown, the first wife of the family and often the most cryptic in her words, has seemingly dropped bombshell hints that could unravel the carefully polished image Cody and Robin Brown have spent years crafting. For months, questions have circulated about the couple's finances, but now Mary's carefully chosen words appear to have cracked open a door into a truth that fans long suspected but never had confirmed. According to her shocking hints, Cody and Robin may have been hit with a massive pay cut, and the implications of that revelation are sending shockwaves through the Sister Wives fan community. From the earliest days of the show, finances have been at the center of tension within the Brown household. The family's experiment with polygamy was not just about relationships, unity, or religious beliefs. It was about the daunting practicalities of raising more than a dozen children across multiple households. Even in the years when Christine, Janelle, and Mary were still part of Cody's inner circle, money was a source of conflict. Now that those wives have left, leaving Robin as the last partner still tied to Cody, the financial landscape has shifted dramatically. Fans have long wondered how the couple could maintain their expensive home and lifestyle with fewer family members contributing to the broader show dynamic. For the first time, Mary's cryptic admissions may have answered that question, and the answer is both explosive and deeply ironic. The hints themselves came not in the form of direct accusations but in the classic Mary style of veiled messages. Followers of her social media presence and live streams are familiar with her tendency to speak in carefully layered statements, often suggesting deeper truths without spelling them out. Recently, she began referencing big changes and speaking about how, sometimes what people think is secure turns out not to be. For casual observers, these might appear to be simple platitudes. But for fans who have studied her every word over the past decade, the message was clear. In the context of mounting speculation about the Browns' finances, these phrases felt like more than vague observations. They were, to many, carefully delivered confirmations that Cody and Robin had taken a huge financial hit. The idea of a pay cut is a particularly juicy revelation in the world of reality television. For cast members, their salaries are not just income, they are reflections of status, relevance, and bargaining power with the network. The suggestion that Kody and Robyn have been forced to accept a reduced payout strikes at the very heart of the image they've worked so hard to project. Since the exodus of Christine, Janelle, and Mary from Kody's spiritual orbit, Robyn has been painted as the favored wife, the one who receives his loyalty and attention. Together, they have tried to present themselves as the stronghold of what remains of the family. But a pay cut changes that narrative dramatically. Suggests not only financial vulnerability but also a diminishing importance within the larger sister-wives storyline. Without the conflict of polygamy, without the balance of multiple wives and shifting dynamics, Kody and Robyn's ability to demand top pay may no longer hold. Fans have reacted to Mary's hints with a mix of shock, satisfaction, and renewed debate about the fate of the Brown Empire. In online forums and across social media platforms, the discussion has exploded. Some viewers are stunned at the idea that the couple once perceived as untouchable could now be facing financial troubles. Others admit that they feel a certain schadenfreude, a sense of poetic justice that Kody and Robyn's dominance may finally be unraveling. For years, viewers have watched Kody prioritize Robyn while neglecting or dismissing the needs of his other wives. Christine's decision to leave was fueled in part by the realization that Kody would never give her the partnership she deserved. Janelle, too, eventually walked away, unwilling to sacrifice her independence for a marriage where she felt invisible. Mary lingered the longest, her marriage to Kody effectively ending in all but name years before she made her departure official. Through it all, Robyn remained the recipient of Kody's attention and resources, leading fans to resent her as the catalyst of the family's disintegration. Now, if Mary's hints are correct, Kody's devotion to Robyn may have left them both in a far more precarious position than they ever expected. The Brown family has long captivated reality television audiences with their unconventional lifestyle, sprawling household, and the intricate dynamics of polygamy. Yet in the latest turn of events, the show's drama has taken on a new intensity, fueled not by the long-standing rivalries among the wives but by the bold and uncompromising words of one of Kody Brown's own children. Mykelti Brown, daughter of Kody and Christine, has delivered a brutal truth bomb that has left fans stunned, sparking chaos both online and within the sister wives community. For years, Kody has maintained a carefully curated image of himself as a devoted patriarch, a man trying to balance multiple relationships with love and fairness. But Mykelti's revelations have shattered that illusion, exposing the darker aspects of his behavior in ways that can no longer be ignored. What makes Mykelti's revelations so explosive is not simply the content of her words but the manner in which she delivered them. Over the years, fans have watched her navigate the often turbulent waters of her family life with poise and diplomacy, choosing her moments carefully when discussing her father in public. She has always been vocal enough to make her perspective known but restrained enough to maintain some semblance of loyalty or neutrality. That approach has changed dramatically. In her latest statements, Mykelti abandoned caution entirely, choosing instead to deliver a candid and unflinching account of the emotional and psychological impact of Kody's decisions on his family. For viewers who have followed the Browns' journey since the beginning of the show, Mykelti's words provide a sobering confirmation of suspicions long held in whispers. Kody's behavior, once largely filtered through the lens of television storytelling, is now illuminated by first-hand experience, the perspective of someone who grew up directly under his influence. Mykelti spoke with clarity and conviction about the favoritism, manipulation, and patterns of control that she witnessed throughout her childhood. Her account paints a picture of a father whose priorities often placed personal ego above the emotional needs of his children and the well-being of his wives. The reaction among fans has been immediate and intense. Social media platforms erupted with commentary, with viewers expressing a mixture of shock, validation, and outrage. Longtime critics of Kody have seized upon Mykelti's revelations as definitive proof of the behavior they had suspected for years. Others expressed deep sadness, grappling with the idea that the emotional toll on the children may have been far greater than the show has ever conveyed. Combination of raw honesty and the undeniable credibility of a daughter speaking about her father created a storm of conversation that shows no signs of abating. Chaos extends beyond mere fan reaction. Within the sister wives narrative itself, Mykelti's statements challenge the carefully maintained hierarchy of the family. Cody and Robin, who have long positioned themselves as the central stabilizing force in the household, now face scrutiny from the very people whose lives they influence most profoundly. The perception of Cody as a commanding patriarch is undermined when confronted with the lived experiences of his children, especially a child who has chosen to speak out with such intensity. Mykelti's revelations suggest a reckoning that could impact not only familial relationships but also the future direction of the show itself. One of the most striking elements of Mykelti's truth bomb is her willingness to address the long-term consequences of Cody's behavior. She spoke not only of her own experiences but also of the ripple effects on her siblings, illustrating how favoritism and emotional neglect shaped the household atmosphere over years. These insights provide context for why some of the wives eventually distanced themselves from Cody, highlighting patterns that viewers have speculated about but never fully understood. The daughter's perspective gives voice to a generation of Browns who lived through the chaos yet remained largely unheard. Fans have been particularly drawn to the juxtaposition of Mykelti's honesty with Cody's public persona. For years, he has portrayed himself as the spiritual and emotional center of the family, often emphasizing principles of faith, fairness, and responsibility. Yet Mykelti's words suggest a starkly different reality, one in which the show's framing may have masked the emotional costs borne by those living under his roof. Viewers are now re-examining past seasons through this lens, reassessing moments of conflict, tension, and favoritism with a new understanding of the underlying causes. The reassessment has fueled heated debates, making social media a hive of analysis and speculation. Another dimension of the revelation is its broader implications for the show's legacy. Sister Wives has always balanced drama with the portrayal of plural marriage as a lifestyle choice. Mykelti's truth bomb challenges this balance by emphasizing the human cost behind the curated narrative. Her words remind fans that the story of the Browns is not just entertainment but a window into real-life consequences of power dynamics, parental favoritism, and emotional neglect. For many, this revelation changes the lens through which they view the show, transforming past drama into evidence of deeper familial fractures. The emotional impact on Mykelti herself cannot be overstated. Choosing to go scorched earth against a parent, particularly one who has been central to her life, is an act of bravery and vulnerability. Fans have noted the courage it takes to publicly articulate such pain, and many have expressed admiration for her willingness to break years of silence. At the same time, there is a palpable concern for how this confrontation may affect her relationship with Cody going forward, with the understanding that speaking one's truth can come at great personal cost. Chaos sparked by Mykelti's revelation is also indicative of broader conversations about accountability within the family. As the public digests the scope of her words, questions arise about how Cody will respond and whether other members of the Brown family will step forward with corroborating accounts. The ripple effect of her statements has created a tense atmosphere of anticipation, with viewers eager to see whether this moment marks a turning point in the narrative or merely the opening salvo in a larger confrontation yet to unfold. Even beyond the immediate fan reaction, Mykelti's truth bomb has broader cultural implications. Reality television has always wrestled with the tension between entertainment and the ethical responsibility of portraying real lives with honesty. In this case, the revelation forces a reckoning with how shows like Sister Wives frame complex family dynamics and whether the curated narratives adequately reflect the lived experiences of those involved. Mykelti's candor invites viewers to consider the emotional labor of reality TV participants and the long-term consequences of documenting personal life for mass consumption. The implications of this revelation extend beyond truly and immediate family relationships. The restriction is a symbol of the broader fracturing of the Brown household. The fact that boundaries had to be established in such a dramatic fashion speaks to years of unresolved conflict, favoritism, and behavioral patterns that have eroded trust. For fans, it is a confirmation of the tensions that have been building for over a decade, offering insight into the deep emotional undercurrents that reality television often only hints at. As the story continues to unfold, questions remain about how Cody and Robin will respond to the restriction. Will they attempt to challenge the decision, or will they accept it as a consequence of past behavior? How will Truly himself be affected by the boundaries placed on interaction with his parents? These questions add layers of intrigue and concern, highlighting the ongoing emotional complexity of the Brown family and the high stakes involved in even seemingly simple decisions about parenting and trust. Fans of Sister Wives are left grappling with the implications of this revelation, debating the balance between parental rights and the protection of children, the accountability of Cody and Robin, and the broader lessons that can be drawn from the family's struggles. The situation has become a focal point for conversations about family dynamics, parental responsibility, and the long-term impact of favoritism and emotional manipulation. It is both a cautionary tale and a dramatic unfolding narrative, one that continues to captivate audiences who have followed the Browns for years. Ultimately, the restriction on Cody and Robin being alone with Truly is about more than discipline or punishment. It is about the assertion of boundaries, the protection of the youngest family members, and the response of the older generation to years of observed patterns. It is a moment that crystallizes the chaos, tension, and emotional stakes that have always been part of the Brown family's story, and it ensures that the conversation about Cody, Robin, and the future of the household will continue for months to come. The Brown family has once again found itself at the center of national attention, as revelations about Cody and Robin's interactions with their youngest child Truly have surfaced in a way that has left fans stunned. For years, the dynamics within the polygamous family have been scrutinized, dissected, and debated across social media, forums, and talk shows. But nothing could have prepared the Sister Wives fanbase for this latest bombshell. According to insiders and statements from the children themselves, Cody and Robin have been formally restricted from being alone with Truly, a shocking development that raises questions about long-hidden family tensions, parental boundaries, and the emotional fallout that has rippled through the Brown household. The heart of this revelation is a story of growing concern, frustration, and heartbreak. Truly's older siblings, some of whom have long navigated their own complicated relationships with their father and stepmother, have reportedly made the decision to intervene directly, setting boundaries they felt were necessary to protect the youngest member of their family. While the exact details remain intensely private, multiple sources close to the family have confirmed that the decision was unanimous and driven by Truly's well-being. For fans, it's a reminder that even in households as public as the Browns, there are intimate and often painful truths that remain unseen. The announcement has ignited a whirlwind of reactions across the Sister Wives community.